It's only an XJ6, it's not actually a Sovereign. It has these beautiful contrasting blue seats that go with the brown. It has a plethora of recent receipts that we'll go through later. Oh look, camshaft bearings. Yep. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of TJM, the Jagman. I'm Brett, and Happy New Year. This is the first opportunity I've had to do a video this year. There's been a lot going on, and there's a lot of, I've done a lot of footage on a lot of other cars, but I've yet to sit down and edit it and put it all together, which will happen. But this is a quick one. We're in my newly acquired Jaguar F-Pace 3-litre diesel, which I purchased late last year, and I did a video of this late last year too, so if you haven't watched that yet, it's good viewing if you're interested in buying F-Pace. To look at a Jaguar I've never had on this channel before, and it's not a uncommon Jaguar. It's a Jaguar XJ6, but it's a Series 3, and I've never actually bought a Series. I've had plenty of them prior to me starting this channel, but I've never actually had one on the channel that I've actually worked on, restored, and that. We've had Delta, my Series 3 V12 that I've done about 20,000 million episodes on, and anyone wants to watch it, they certainly can. But we're heading out to Western Sydney, like really Western Sydney, and as a lot of you punters know, it's farther than I go for most of my holidays. But when we get there, we'll fire up the camera and just have a look at this 1985 XJ6 cheapie. It's, you know, I don't know whether it's going to be worth it or not anyway, but we'll have a look at it and make a decision when we get out there. Here it is. It's a XJ6 1985 Series 3 4.2 litre. Now, as mentioned, I've never had a Series 3 6-cylinder on the channel. We've always had the V12, and she's looking pretty tired. She hasn't had much loving for a while. She's been sitting around, and it was primarily bought by the existing person. I've bought it off for some parts off it, but none of those parts were really used. But it has had a bit of dismantling, as we can see. There's bits and pieces missing everywhere. It has these beautiful contrasting blue seats that go with the brown. We can work on that. It has a headlining that is sort of a bit sad on that side. It's got door cards missing. It's got pieces and that missing everywhere. Inside here, got more door cards missing. Timber dash looks really nice. It's really, because it's a little bit of cracking down there, but we can work on that. But the dash itself, the console itself, is fascia itself is really nice. Even the door cards, when they're fitted, they're in good order. The crash pad, there's absolutely no cracks on that crash pad. That's pretty exciting. It has a plethora of recent receipts that we'll go through later. But look at this. It has its original handbooks. Now, to me, that's pretty special, you know, to have those. And I will look at those later, but we won't go through that just yet. It's showing 259,000 kilometres on the speedo, which, judging by that, the brake pedal, it's probably fairly original. We just slapped it's not going. We just put a battery in it, and it cranks really nicely. Let's wait. We'll get out here and have a look. It's not starting. It's got a fuel problem, and I don't know any history of why it's not going. But if we crank it, there's a battery connected. Yep. All those cylinders sound really good, as though there's no drop in any of those. So we've got smooth that way. It did have an oil change about 7,000 kilometres goes according to the record, and even though it looks really black, pretty shabby, there's no water in there, which is another good thing. Pretty much no water in there, and it's looking pretty sludgy. It really hasn't been looked after in regards to nice coolant, which is a little bit of a concern. It has been converted to R134 aircon gas. It looks like it's had a new clutch fan in it Yeah, well, there's a couple hundred. There's 250. Oh, God, I'm going to get into trouble. I'm getting initiation marks. Wifey's not going to be happy. Is there one there? I can't see. You've got a bit of an issue with the bonnet. It's not sitting right because these brackets here, they separate from the bolts and you can't tighten the bolts up. So it's not really even sitting in its correct position. But we can work on that. Rust-wise, this is the issue. This is what I was really hesitant whether I was going to buy it or not because of the rust. And it does have some rust spots, but only from just sitting, to be honest with you. Look, it's probably been painted at some stage of its life. But around the front windscreen, it's virtually zero rust. And it has had a new windscreen in it because it's got the tinted top on it, so we know that. Tiny little bit of rust happening there, but we can probably cut that back and clean it. This rubber's still very loose in that aesthetic rubber. So we're going this side. Has had a leaper and it's disappeared, and someone's put these two little screws in there which weren't really a smart idea because it just made a messy bit of rusty there. And even on this side, it looks pretty clean. Water's sitting in there because it's been sitting in the rain for a while, but it's still good. It's still looking good. Here's a few issues. We got this. So it's probably had some body filler in that panel. And there's a little bit of rust down there as well. And go under here, just have a look under here. Yeah, but it's still not, it's only just a little bit of stuff. And it's only rust from just sitting in the rain. You know, it just really needs some loving, but be prepared. Here's the bad bit, okay? It's coming up. Here's the bad bit. But again, I don't think it's penetrated through the metal because there's no way in the world I'm going to spend money taking the windscreen out, the rear window out of this. It's just uneconomical. It's not going to work. The previous owner bought it for the wheels, not these wheels. These have been swapped over. Only just to make it a rolling shell. You know, that's amazing. I can, yeah, we'll look at that later. But you know, it's all pretty cool around through here. Now, it's cheap, but it's going to buff up all right. I think I'm going to resurrect this thing. It's had money spent on it, a lot of money spent on it. And let's go into the boot and have a look. We're going this back door first here. What happened was, the reason it's been pulled apart is because whoever's pulling apart thought they would use all the interior panels, because they're all in lovely order, for a Series 2 Jaguar. And they've told them that wasn't going to work because Series 3 door cards and majority of the interior will not fit into a Series 2. Seats will, but that's about it. But the seats aren't in too bad a condition except for this one here. And even though they're blue, I'm going to paint them camel. All cards and armrests there. At least it's all here. Nothing's missing. It's just been pulled apart. Boot. Series 2 hubcap. That's in pretty good order. That's going on eBay. And we've got the spark plugs have been changed and the old ones. And oh, look, camshaft bearings. So it looks like it's had a head job at some stage. We're a bit of a worry having a head job unless the bloody whole engine's been rebuilt. What's this fuel miser thing? I wonder if that's been added onto it. It's had a new coil. And look, it's had new valves. Oh, it's got this jack. Under here, let's have a look. Under here. Oh, get down there. It's got a spare. It's got one fuel pump, which is good. Well, let's just, that's a good idea. Let's just, I turn on the ignition, I don't hear that fuel pump go at the back. Well, we know that's going to be a problem straight away. We're not getting fuel to the rail. We'll work on that. Haven't checked any of the windows yet. Let's try checking. Well, yeah. Back rear's not going. front's going. What about this one? Two back ones aren't going, but that could because it could be just locked with that little locky thing there. Locking the back ones. We'll try it from the back. No, it's not going to work from that one either. Shame it's been pulled apart. It's really a shame. Horn? Wipers? No wipers. That could be a major issue, but and all this radio's been pulled out. But I've just turned the fans on. They go, look. So there's a possibility we can get this aircon system running well. Clock goes, it's pretty cool. What's in here? Oh yeah, it's still got it. That's good, it's not missing. I'm used to smoke. It's empty. So anyway. Do I buy it? I don't really need it. But it sort of looks like a fun thing to do up. Look, the bumpers are on a nice order. As I said, it doesn't have very much rust in it at all, only little bits. But I'm paying virtually nothing for it. There's a lot of car here for $1,500. Shit. Used to be on historic reg, ran out in 2024. Won't be able to test the mirrors because the door cards are off. What else do I look at? Oh, seals. How are they? Yeah, let's get a bit of light on there. Yeah, that one's okay. It's just amazing there's no rust in the doors. There has been something there, I think, because I think there's been a bit of blowing and paint there. But if you go inside, there's a little bit there. And it's pretty superficial. This one looks nice and straight. There's no bumps or rust bubbles. There. That's pretty cool. Can we have a look underneath there? Pretty hard to tell. Yeah, she looks pretty tidy. I guess this thing's had a bit of love in it at some stage. Shock absorbers, I can't really see them. They look alright, I don't know. Let's try the old bounce test. Oh yeah, they're solid as a rock. These front ones, very good too. Let's go back up here again. Yeah. What else can we look at? What else can we look at? Still got the original settings on top of that hood. Go and have a look at the compliance plate. It's genuinely an 85 and it built 85 as well. Australian compliance, another good thing. I think it'll tidy up pretty well. It's always a worry when you see the heads being removed because from my experience you can't really remove a head of a Series 3 without fully rebuilding and shaving the block as well because of the very narrow water jackets between the pistons. Even with a new head gasket and clear, they're pretty hard to seal. Doesn't come with the batteries, there's old mate's batteries put in there just to crank it. If it had more rust around the windscreen, I wouldn't be going near it, but or the back window, because I don't want to be pulling out screens. But I think she's got some life left in it. I'm surprised how good the carpets are and what sort of nice condition they're in. No rust on any of the floors, so it hasn't been taking on water. And I've smelt the fuel in this, and the fuel's not rotten yet. It just smells like normal fuel. It's going to be a bit of work. Am I game? I don't know. The seats are as hard as rock. They haven't had any having a drink for a while, and they're starting to split on the headrests. To point out, it's only an XJ6. It's not actually a Sovereign. Oh, a little bit of rust in that boot there. Not too bad. So Sovereign would have a little bit more upmarkety stuff like electric seats and the computer in the centre console. It's only got the clock. Spent on it the last few years. This is dated, I don't want to hide the guy's name, dated, when was it, 2021, so it was 5 years ago, and it's showing 254,000 kilometres, and we've got 259,000 kilometres on it now. It's only 5,000 kilometres since it was last serviced, but that was 5 years ago. Well, it might be another one here, we'll go through that. So we're just going through, it's had brake caliper kits, so let's go easy first. Engine oil, spark plugs, oops, can you see me there? Brake caliper kit, one or two? One. Caliper piston, only one. Globes. Power steering rack, $869, 5,000 kilometres ago. Can't complain about that. Tyres, well, we don't have them anymore. Someone's put the old things on it. Radiator hose, thermostat, bypass thermostat, wheel bearing kit, oil pressure switch, service drain. Let's see what goes on this side. Pretty cool. Front discs, pads, replace, fluid flush, labour, overhaul caliper, lifelong coolant. Lifelong coolant, well, you saw me looking at that coolant, it doesn't look like it's got lifelong coolant in it. Coolant pressure test, found top post thermostat, move, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, it's pretty just straightforward stuff with the stuff that we saw. Let's see this one. This one is dated 2021 again. I thought I saw a 2022 one anyway. Coolant leaks again. This is done 1,000 kilometres after that last invoice. Headlights not working. They fixed them. Okay. Remove broken wiper assembly. Replaced with a new unit. Worked afterwards. Stopped working. Still fault in wiring. Okay. So we do have a new wiper motor in there, but it's still not working. So these guys, whoever fixed it, they didn't really ever fix the problem because they thought there was a fault in the wiring. So that was a $1,700 repair, and this one was a $5,500 repair, and that doesn't include the rebuilding of the head. Okay, we won't look at that because I don't think it's too much to look into there. But books are great, just for resale. They're great, and look, it's got old rego papers in that too, giving me a bit of a history of who used to own it, which is great. Yep, all good. Yep. Well, I bought it. Couldn't help myself. $1,500. I think it's worthy, and for $1,500, you know, I can just get rid of it, sell some parts off it. There's a few parts I want for myself. I'm going to keep on it if the car is not worthy of fixing. As you saw, there's a little bit of rust, and there's going to be more the more I look into it. But we'll clean it up. I won't be able to pick it up for a week or two because we've got a few other pressing domestic necessities to have to deal with. So when we pick it up, we'll fire up the video again, go through it, see what it's really like, get it back to the Jag Cave, and see if we can get it going, number one. All right, guys, thanks very much for watching. If you did like the video, it was only a quick one. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, you can do that too. And as always, if you want to leave a comment or question down below, I love hearing from you guys, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.